Parliament is now called to order. Please rise for the invocation to be led by Honorable MP Sheikh Ibrahim Ali. And please remain standing for the national anthem and the Barm hymn.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Allahumma waffiqna Allah lima tuhibbu wa tarda. Allahumma balligh muradana ya Allah kama ballaghta murada nabiyika Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma aslih lana dinana allati huwa ismatu amrina wa aslih lana dunyana allati fiha ma'ashuna wa aslih lana akhiratana allati ilayha maduna ya Allah. Allahumma la taj'al ad-dunya akbar hammina wa la mablagha ilmina. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adhaban nar. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam birahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Ayan ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, ewas ng sinangalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo bangaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang lang matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magtitingin, luman ang araw ng warhabit pagsingka, buhay langit sa piling mo, ang hindi kaya na pagkay mga api, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Simula noon hanggang ngayon, isa ang naging layon. Magkaisa at magbunglod, karitingan ay marugtong. Tumayo tayo mula sa hamon ng nakaraan, niyapos ang panganib na umaanlang. Pinangako sa puso at
You may now take your seats. Secretary General, please do the roll call.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Honorable members of the BTA Parliament, Abbas Ahmad I, Abbas Harun M, Abbas Basit S, Abu Mujib C, Alamia Laisa M, Alauddin Mosbir E, Ali Ibrahim D, Ali Lanang P. Jr., Ali Edi M, Ambuluddo Suharto M, Aminuddin Abdulaziz M, Ampatuan Baintan A, Anayatin Susana S, Antaw Muhammad Kelly U, Arnado Marian M, Asnawi Dan S, Babaw Ali Muntaha D, Balindong Pangalian M, Basman Anna Tarhata S, Kandaw Maleha B,
Present.
Dilanggalan Hasimi N, Dumama Alba Shia Ilaiha B, Ibrahim Ahod B, Ismail Suharto S, Estilo Matarul M, Gayak Abdullah E, Gera Edward U, Haji Abdullah Khalid Maamor M, Hasim Abdullah D, Hasan Hatimil E, Iqbal Muhajir M, Ismail Rasul E, Yajuri Raisa H, Yakilan Muslimin A, Jikiri Albakdi, Kahalan Dan Martin A,
Present.
Aaron Faisal G, Lim John Anthony L, Luong Benjamin T, Luong Don Mustafa A, Lorena Jose I, Makakua Abdurrauf A, Makapaar Abdullah G, Makasalong Marjani S, Makatanong Amrosi A, Maglangit Tarhata M, Malik Hamid U, Mantawil Bailing S, Mastura Eshak B, Mutalam Jappar Apollo Mikael L, Mawalil Amir Bahar S, Mendoza Froilan T, Midtimbang Michael E, Midtimbang Tawakkal B, Miswari Abdul Karim T, Miswari Norredda I, Mitmug Rasul Y Jr., Monyos Hussein P, Uranon Swaib L, Takasam Obaida C, Pak Abdul Wahab M, Pangandaman Nabila Margarita P, Parcasio Randolph C, Piang Ramon A. Sr., Ramos Jamila D,
Present.
Endab Said Z, Salik Ali O, Sangki Ali B, Sema Omar Yasser C, Sema Romeo K, Sheikh Said M, Silungan Aida M, Sinulinding Kadil M Jr., Sulaiman Ali B, Tago Paisalin P, Tan Nabil A, Usman Azfar H, Utto Basir D, Uy Oyod Siti Fahani S, Yakub Muhammad S.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wa bihi nasta'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Speaker, with 38 members of the Parliament physically responded to the call and 3 responded via Zoom, we have a total of 41 members of the Parliament responded both physical and virtual. We therefore certify that there is the presence of quorum.
Considering that we have a quorum, we shall now proceed with the day's order of business. Floor Leader.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Madam Speaker, I move for the dispensation of the reading and the concomitant approval of the journal of the previous session.
There is a motion to dispense with the reading and approval, the reading of the journal of the previous session and the approval of the journal of the previous session, and it has been seconded. We shall now, it has been seconded. We shall now proceed to the reference of business. Floor Leader.
Yes, Madam Speaker, before that, allow me to recognize a couple of guests present in our galleries. Ms. Luz Frances Chua, Partnership Specialist of Save the Children Philippines USAID CSO2 project, and LJ Pasion, their communications consultant. May we request them to rise to be recognized. Thank you, Madam Speaker. We move to the reference of business. May I request the Secretary General to read the title and the authors of the first bill under consideration.
The Secretary General is so ordered.
BTA Parliament Bill number 54 entitled An Act Appropriating Funds for the Operation of the Bangsamoro Government from January 1 to December 31, 2023 and for other purposes. Author, the Government of the Day.
Madam Speaker, this being the first reading, this bill shall be scheduled for second reading accordingly. May we request then the Secretary to read the second bill under consideration, the title and the authors thereof.
The Secretary General is instructed to read the number, the title, and the author of the bill as stated.
BTA Parliament Bill number 22 entitled An Act Providing Benefits for Bangsamoro Veteran Mujahideen and Mujahidat and their families, establishing the Bangsamoro Mujahideen Mujahidat Benefits System, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Author, Member of the Parliament Liza M. Alamia. Co-authors, Members of the Parliament Rasul Y. Mitmug Jr., Suharto M. Abuludto, Rasul E. Ismail, Baintan A. Ampatuan, Amir Bahar S. Mawalil, and Don Mustafa A. Luong.
Madam Speaker, this being a private member bill, this will be scheduled for second reading accordingly. May we then request the Secretary General to read the third bill under consideration, the title and the authors thereof.
The Secretary General is so instructed.
BTA Parliament Bill number 23 entitled An Act Establishing Social and Economic Reparation and Benefit Initiatives for Orphans of War, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Author, Member of the Parliament Liza M. Alamia. Co-authors, Members of the Parliament Rasul Y. Mitmug Jr., Suharto M. Ambuludto, Rasul E. Ismail, Paintan A. Ampatuan, Amel Bahar S. Mawalil, and Don Mustafa A. Luong.
Madam Speaker, likewise, this being a private member bill, this will be scheduled for second reading accordingly.
Proceed.
May we request the Secretariat, Madam Speaker, to read the title and the authors of the fourth bill under consideration.
The Secretariat is so instructed.
BTA Parliament Bill number 24 entitled An Act Establishing the Bangsamoro Healthcare Subsidy Program, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Author, Member of the Parliament Liza M. Alamia. Co-authors, Members of the Parliament Rasul Y. Mitmug Jr., Suharto M. Ambuludto, Rasul E. Ismail, Baintan A. Ampatuan, Amel Bahar S. Mawalil, and Don Mustafa A. Luong.
Madam Speaker, this is also a private member bill and will be scheduled for second reading accordingly. May we then request the Secretary to read the title and the authors of the sixth bill under consideration.
The
fifth bill.
Secretariat is so instructed.
BTA Parliament Bill number 25 entitled An Act Strengthening the Regional Transitional Justice and Reconciliation Program, creating the Regional Transitional Justice and Reconciliation Commission for Bangsamoro and appropriating funds therefore. Author, Member of the Parliament Liza M. Alamia. Co-authors, Members of the Parliament Rasul Y. Mitmug Jr., Suharto M. Ambuludto, Rasul E. Ismail, Baintan A. Ampatuan, Amil Bahar S. Mawalil, and Don Mustafa A. Luong.
Madam Speaker, this is a private member bill and will be scheduled for second reading accordingly. May we request the Secretary to read the title and the authors of the sixth bill under consideration.
The Secretariat is so instructed.
BTA Parliament Bill number 26 entitled An Act Creating the Women's Caucus in the Bangsamoro Parliament, providing for its powers, functions, and composition. Author, Member of the Parliament Liza M. Alamia. Co-authors, Members of the Parliament Baintan A. Ampatuan, Susana Anayatin, Nabila Margarita P. Bangandamen, Aida M. Silungan, Jamila D. Ramos, Bay Maleha B. Candao, Rasul Y. Mitmug Jr., Amil Bahar S. Mawalil, Don Mustafa E. Loong, Suharto M. Ambuludto, Rasul E. Ismail, Nabil A. Tan, Jose I. Lorena, and Paisalin P. Tago.
Madam Speaker, this being a private member bill, this will be scheduled for second reading accordingly. May we request the Secretary to read the seventh bill under consideration, the title and the authors thereof.
The Secretariat is so instructed.
BTA Parliament Bill number 27 entitled An Act Institutionalizing an Agriculture Scholarship and Return Service Program in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Authors, Members of the Parliament Liza M. Alamia, Muhammad S. Yaqub, Mohagger M. Iqbal, and Lanangki Ali Jr. Co-authors, Members of the Parliament Rasul Y. Mitmug Jr., Suharto M. Ambuludto, Rasul E. Ismail, Baintan A. Ampatuan, Amil Bahar S. Mawalil, Don Mustafa E. Luong, Abdawa E. Gayak, and Omar Yasser C. Sema.
Madam Speaker, this is being a private member bill. It will be scheduled for second reading accordingly. May we request the Secretary to read the title and the authors. No, that's the last, I think that's the last bill under consideration. May we request the Secretary to read the title and the author of the next item in the agenda, proposed resolution number 7.
The Secretariat is so instructed to read the resolution number, the title, and the authors and co-authors.
Proposed resolution number 07 entitled A Resolution Urging the Bangsamoro Planning and Development Authority, BPDA, to establish and maintain an online database of Bangsamoro programs and projects that are accessible to the general public. Author, Member of the Parliament Baintan A. Ampatuan. Co-authors, Members of the Parliament Amil Bahar S. Mawalil, Liza M. Alamia, Suharto M. Ambuludto, Rasul Y. Mitmug Jr., Don Mustafa E. Loong, and Rasul E. Ismail.
Madam Speaker, I move that this be referred to the Committee on Rules.
Are there any objections? None. This resolution is referred to the Committee on Rules.
Madam Speaker, may we request the Secretary to read the title and the authors of the next resolution under consideration.
The Secretariat is so ordered.
Proposed resolution number 21 entitled A Resolution Encouraging the Department of Finance, DOF, to establish and operationalize the Bangsamoro Regional Office of the Bureau of Local Government Finance, BLGF, in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region.
Madam Speaker, I move that this be referred to the Committee on Finance.
This resolution, are there any objections? There being none, this resolution is referred to the Committee on Finance.
Madam Speaker, may we request the Secretary to read the title and the authors of the next proposed resolution under consideration.
The Secretariat is so ordered.
Proposed resolution number 33 entitled Resolution Calling the Bangsamoro Government through Ministry of the Interior and Local Government, Ministry of Public Order and Safety, and Bangsamoro Commission on Human Rights and other appropriate agencies to formally conduct investigation and submit recommendation pertaining to the alleged series of killings in the municipality of Pikit, especially areas under BARM, Special Geographic Area, barangays and territory. Authors, members of the Parliament, Kadil M. Sinulindin Jr. and Muhammad Kelly U. Antaw.
Madam Speaker, I move that this be referred to the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
There is a motion to move this to the Committee on Public Order and Safety. There are no objections. Therefore, this resolution is referred to such committee.
Madam Speaker, we move to the next item in the agenda, bills on second reading. May we request the Secretary to read the title and the author of the bill under consideration.
The Secretariat is so ordered.
BTA Parliament Bill number 43 entitled An Act Establishing the Administrative Capital of the Bangsamoro Government in the Municipality of Parang, Province of Maguindanao, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Author, Government of the Day.
Madam Speaker, may we recognize the Minister of Finance, Budget and Management, MP Attorney Ubaida Pacasem, to deliver the authorship message on behalf of the Government of the Day.
The Minister of Budget, Finance and Management is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalawatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'ad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Madam Speaker, I rise as one of the principal authors of BTA Bill number 43. From the 18th up to the 21st century, the world has seen the rise of capitals, exemplified by the likes of Washington, D.C., Brasilia, New Delhi, Putrajaya, and Canberra. These capital cities were planned, designed, and built purposely to serve as seats of power in established symbolisms for national identity. One of the more prominent purpose-built capitals is Washington, D.C. in the United States of America. Until after the Revolutionary War in the USA, the city of Philadelphia, which at that time was the central political hub of the country, had been its original capital. In 1790, however, the call for building a permanent capital in undeveloped area was heeded, hence the rise of the current capital of USA, Washington, D.C. In Pakistan, Islamabad was built as a planned city in the 1960s to replace Karachi as Pakistan's capital, which at that time was developing in direct proportions with the country. The rationale behind transferring the seat of capital was to distribute development efforts evenly. In Malaysia, the establishment of Putrajaya, a new administrative capital built from practically blank slate, served as an emblem of the government's agenda and ambitions for progress. Aside from symbolizing national ideologies and aspirations, Putrajaya was an escape from congested central areas, allowing for convenient travel and ample space to build urban landscapes without getting too far from the previous seat of the government. Madam Speaker, dear colleagues, I do not wish to bore you with heavy, albeit interesting and significant facts. Rather, I hope to point out how capital cities shape a nation's identity and how, as such, there is pressure surrounding the decision to choose or establish capital cities, a decision which presents itself often at the time of a nation's independence and unification, or a period of establishing an identity for the nation. Moreover, with such examples, I hope to share to this body the parallels found between these capitals in our context here in the autonomous region. At the onset, the creation of the BARM signified an autonomy found anew with the passage of the Bangsamoro Organic Law. And as the Bangsamoro government enters the second half of the transition, we see this as an opportune time to strengthen our regional identity as a developing, multicultural, and multi-ethnic autonomous region. Largely inspired by the success of these planned capital cities, the authors of Bill number 43 hope to emulate the notable feats of capitals around the world. Madam Speaker, it is thus a great honor to submit this bill, an act establishing the administrative capital of the Bangsamoro government in the municipality of Parang, province of Maguindanao, which is now Del Norte, appropriating funds therefore and for other purpose for the consideration of this August Parliament. With this bill, the municipality of Parang in the province of Maguindanao del Norte is sought to be established as the seat of the Bangsamoro government where its administrative center shall be located. As one of the first-class municipalities in the autonomous region, Parang is a promising administrative capital considering its social, geopolitical, and economic environments. Representing 2.34% of the overall population of the autonomous region, this municipality is home to almost 103,000 Moros belonging to the Iranun, Maguindanao, Maranao, Tausug, and other equally significant tribes and origins in non-Moros of diverse faiths and cultures. Being one of the original municipalities of the then Cotabato Empire province, Parang has had a rich background owing to the fact that in the 1960s, the municipality included the former municipal districts of Bugasan, which is now Matanog, Buldon, Barira, and Bongo Island. Likewise, its history is marked with several significant events, the first of which dates back to when the missionary Sharif Kabunsuan first set foot in the island of Mindanao. It has also served as naval and military bases under the different regimes before settlers began taking root therein. The municipality of Parang ranks among the least dense municipalities and cities in the autonomous region with a population density of 121 inhabitants per square kilometer. This holds significance as in the case of most planned capital cities where overcrowding and congestion are factors considered in choosing capitals. Parang covers a land area of 850 square kilometers, constituting 8.53% of the then undivided Maguindanao's total area. Production land use in the municipality is both agricultural and industrial. It offers both its coast and its vast land for livelihood and trade. Because it is at the junction between northern and southern parts of the mainland provinces in BARM, and through its port, it is accessible to constituents from all over the autonomous region and thus conducive for the exercise of authority in the effective and efficient delivery of services by the Bangsamoro government. Madam Speaker, the most important is that the municipality of Parang has great economic potential. If it was placed at the forefront of regional economic development as any capital should be, it would be emblematic of the Bangsamoro government's priority agenda on revenue generation and economic comparative advantage. The Pulyok, Freeport, and Economic Zone located at the southern coast of the municipality of Parang sets a strong climate for investment, trade, and employment generation, thus paving the way for economic growth and urban development. The municipality also has the potential to boost tourism and trade through the construction of an international airport. Madam Speaker, it is the firm belief of the authors of this bill that the municipality of Parang represents our identity and aspirations as a region, a developing and self-sufficient Bangsamoro. Moreover, it presents countless economic opportunities serving as a springboard for genuine development and nation building. This proposal to establish the administrative capital is not without legal imprimatur. Espoused in the Bangsamoro Organic Law is the authority of the Parliament to create, divide, merge, abolish, or substantially alter boundaries of municipalities or barangays within the autonomous region, particularly under Section 10, Article 6 of the Bangsamoro Organic Law. Such power is provided for as well in the Constitution. Likewise, it is consistent with the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region's right to self-governance, which in the exercise thereof may create offices and organize its own bureaucracy. Madam Speaker, dear colleagues, with your support, we wish to transform the potentials of the municipality of Parang into reality for the betterment of the Bangsamoro. Through this bill, we envision an administrative capital that symbolizes growth centered on the principles of moral governance and unity amidst diversity. Thank you and wassalamualaikum.
Thank you very much. The Ministry of Finance, Budget and Management, MP Attorney Baids Pacasem. Floor leader.
Madam Speaker, this being a cabinet bill, I move that this bill be referred to the Committee on Rules.
There's a motion to refer this bill to the Committee on Rules. It has been seconded. No objection. Therefore, such bill is hereby referred to the Committee on Rules. Floor
Madam
leader.
Speaker, there being no other item in the agenda, I move for the adjournment of this session until tomorrow at 1 in the afternoon.
Session is terminated. We shall return tomorrow on the same time, September 29.